Welcome to the Washington Examiner's year-end trivia. This is the editor on editor round. We are here today with magazine editor David Mark, politics editor Jim Antle. I'm Sarah Westwood, and not to make this a bigger deal than it already is, but the winner of today's round of trivia will receive not only this Washington Examiner thermos, but don't get too nervous, also this beautiful Washington Examiner notebook. So you guys, let's try not to let
competitive juices are flowing.
Let's try not to let this turn violent. I know this is a big deal. The first question, and now remember, this is a year in review trivia, this first round. Whoever dings the buzzer first gets to answer, and I am the sole arbiter of whether your answer counts as a legitimate answer.
That's an awesome responsibility.
I know, but I'm happy to bear it. So, in March, courts forced a settlement in the largest opioid lawsuit so far in U.S. history. What company was forced to pay $6 billion?
Starting out with the tough ones.
Starting out earlier in the year. It was so long ago.
Yeah, who remembers March? Let's see.
All right, 0 points for missing Purdue Pharma. The Sackler family would have also sufficed for that one.
I thought they made chickens. I didn't know they made fentanyl.
Also murderous drugs. All right. In Rhode Island's 2nd Congressional District in this year's midterms, Republicans thought they had a shot at flipping the seat with which GOP candidate?
Alan Fung.
That is correct. 1 point for David Mark, for our scorekeeper, Christine. Thank you. All right. Dobbs was not the only Supreme Court case to be decided in June of this year. The Supreme Court made a landmark ruling on gun control in which New York case?
Oh, yeah.
Dobbs kind of blocked out everything else.
Blotted out the sun.
Right. Politically, at least. Wow.
I mean, it was a conservative ruling, conservative majority, was a gun rights.
He's going to back into it.
Gun rights.
Some sort of process of elimination. All right, neither of you knew it. It was New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus
It was New York State Rifle and Pistol Association.
Nice try, 0 points.
Okay.
All right. Also in June, the January 6th committee began its first public hearing. Who was the first witness to testify in person at that hearing? It's great watching both of your brains slowly try to reach for information.
A Capitol Police officer.
It was?
I'm going to say Harry Dunn.
Close. It was a Capitol Police officer. Her name was Carolyn Edwards. Let's do half a point for David for kind of getting there, since
Appreciate
no
that.
one seems to know anything about the news that they cover for the Washington Examiner. A little disappointed so far. Anyway, this year had a lot of travel woes, rising airline prices. In this environment, over the fall, 2 budget airlines announced that they would merge. What were those airlines?
Was it Frontier and Spirit?
Spirit was one of them. You can get a half a point for that. Do you know the other one, David?
Frontier, Spirit. ValueJet isn't around
no
anymore.
Pressure, but everyone behind the camera just whispered it to each other, so you're the only person who doesn't know it. It is JetBlue.
No pressure.
No pressure. All right. Let's step up your game, guys. In July, social media was captivated by color images of space from which NASA telescope?
Hubble?
Oh my gosh, no, that was
an
years ago.
That's an oldie.
Not a lot of social media users. It was the James Webb Space Telescope. They actually make space pictures in color now.
From Virginia. That's, I should have remembered. Yeah.
All right, moving on to September. Florida was hit with a major hurricane that wiped out power for millions of people. What was the name of that hurricane? This one was 3 months ago, guys.
Irene?
Close.
No, it was...
It was Ian, Hurricane Ian.
Oh,
Thank you for getting super close. Irene, I
Right.
believe, was the 90s, but I love that you thought it was an I name. That was close. All right. Now,
We're still living in the 90s.
Yeah.
apparently. In October, the war in Ukraine took something of a turn when there was an explosion at a key bridge between Russia and Crimea. It disrupted the supply lines, made a lot of headlines. What's the name of that bridge?
No, it's a Ukrainian name.
Great.
Yeah.
Or a Russian name, because it's the bridge between them.
True.
So.
Bridge to nowhere, not so much.
Reaching for a lot of years old answers here. It was the Kerch Bridge. All right.
Right, that's right.
You guys need to start putting some points on the board.
Yeah.
Not to make you feel bad, but your younger colleagues in an earlier version of this did much better.
They have better memories.
Right, they're young.
Old guys do.
I don't
some
even remember what we
Prevagen.
had for breakfast.
Exactly.
After John Fetterman's stroke, his wife spent a lot of time in the spotlight in the Pennsylvania Senate race. What is her name?
Giselle.
Giselle. That's correct. Thank you, Jim.
There you go.
Finally, all right. The head of the Democrats' campaign committee for the House, Sean Patrick Maloney, lost his re-election bid in November to who?
Mike Lawler.
That's correct. Thank you.
Right.
All right, now we're getting rolling. This next round, you'll both fare better in it. It's U.S. history.
Okay.
So, back when you guys were using typewriters
When we were alive.
in school.
Yeah, right.
Right.
You learned about this.
First-hand memories of some of this stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Who was the first person killed in the Boston Massacre?
Crispus Attucks.
That's right. Attucks. Close enough. though.
Okay, thank you.
It's one of those ones that was a question on Jeopardy the other day, and it's like I knew it. It
Yeah.
was like Atticus Finch, like something.
Yeah.
That was close.
Right?
Right.
There's the historical significance of it as well.
Right.
Right.
You don't get points for like piggybacking off David's answer, but nice try.
Fair enough.
Who was the first president to live in the White House?
John Adams.
That's correct.
Now we're getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere. Jim is not getting anywhere, but you're
No.
making some. But you can almost see the answers too. Very few excuses for you.
No, I can't really see the answer.
Who was the first president to declare a war?
James Madison.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah.
Yes, that was correct. I definitely knew that before I Googled it this morning, so everybody knows.
Oh,
It was the
okay.
War of 1812, just common knowledge. What are the names of the two pets that Bill and Hillary Clinton had while in the White House?
Socks the cat and Buddy the dog.
That's correct. Wow, nice.
That one I lived through.
Yeah, yeah.
Socks the cat was like a social media icon before there was social media. Like a lot of
Right,
true.
newspapers.
I think she wrote a book or something.
A book, yeah,
Most of the
exploiting
pets
their
were
pets
Canadian.
for money,
Yeah.
very Clintonian. All right.
Right.
Who was the first American to win a Nobel Prize? And if it helps you, it was for negotiating peace between Russia and Japan.
Theodore Roosevelt.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm really surprised that helped you.
That hint actually did help.
So you guys are doing better in this round. Now we're on to the final lightning round, although we don't really
wow.
need it because David's kind of running away with it.
Lightning.
Little embarrassing for Jim. Christmas questions. Which First Lady began the tradition, which still stands today, of choosing a theme for the indoor White House Christmas tree?
Jackie Kennedy.
Yes. Wow.
That was
Jackie
just
Kennedy,
a guess,
the most
actually.
stylish one.
Figured if anybody, exactly.
Which president, finally, was the first to put electric lights on his Christmas tree? It was right after the White House was electrified. So, remember when you guys were children and you
Right.
got electricity for the first time around that time period?
Grover Cleveland.
Wow, it's Grover Cleveland.
That was
Wow.
a
David
guess.
deserves both the gifts. Merry
Well,
Christmas
all right.
to David.
I will cherish this.
Jim, next year, honestly,
Next year.
read a
Thank you.
history book, read
All
some
right.
of the news.
We'll do that.
Thank you all for
Thank
watching.
you.
You can get more political coverage from David, and I don't know if you still want it, but also from
Right.
Jim at washingtonexaminer.com.